In a time when animals spoke in whispers and magic lingered in every shadow, there lived a woman named Io who dreamed of finding true love. Io, a beautiful woman known for her kindness and intelligence, lives with her family in a small, peaceful village surrounded by a dense forest. Every morning, she journeys into the woods to collect water from a nearby stream, her favorite place of solitude. One day, while walking through the forest, she encounters a handsome stranger with eyes that seem to glow in the dappled sunlight. He introduces himself as Olumide, a wealthy traveler from a distant land. His charm is undeniable, and his deep voice captures Io's attention immediately. He asks for her hand in marriage, promising her a life of luxury and love. Though Io is unsure, she feels an almost magical pull toward him and accepts, not knowing that Olumide is actually a python in human form. The village quickly prepares for the wedding. Io's family, initially skeptical, is won over by Olumide's wealth and the ease with which he provides everything they need for the celebration. However, some elders feel uneasy. They sense something strange about the man who appeared so suddenly. As the wedding takes place, Olumide's presence feels off. He speaks little, and when he does, his words are soft, almost like whispers. After the ceremony, Io notices that her new husband avoids her touch, choosing to keep his distance. At night, he refuses to sleep close to her, always wrapping himself in blankets tightly and turning away. The marriage feels hollow, but Io brushes off her concerns, believing that perhaps he is just shy. Days pass, and Olumide spends more and more time away from the village, claiming he is attending to his business. He never explains what this business is, and he never takes Io with him. Every morning he leaves before the sun rises, only to return long after dark. Io grows lonely, her heart aching with the feeling that her husband is hiding something. The village begins to whisper, "Why does Olumide vanish every day? Why is he never seen outside his home at night?" Io tries to ignore these questions, but they fester in her mind. One evening, as Io prepares their evening meal, she stumbles upon a room she had never noticed before in their house. The door is heavy, made of dark wood, and seems out of place. When she tries the handle, it's locked. Curiosity eats at her for days. She finally asks Olumide about the room, but he responds coldly, forbidding her from ever entering it. His sudden harshness frightens Io, and she begins to wonder about the man she married. What could he be hiding? Unable to resist any longer, Io searches the house while her husband is away. In a hidden drawer, she finds an ancient-looking key. Trembling, she fits the key into the lock of the forbidden door. The door creaks open slowly, revealing the shocking sight inside. A giant snakeskin hangs on the wall, its glossy scales reflecting the light from the candles. Io's heart pounds. She realizes with horror that her husband is not a man, but a python in disguise. The skin is fresh, as though it had only recently been shed. Fear gripped her heart as the horrifying truth unraveled before her. Her husband was a spirit, a being that was never meant to be human. That night, Io pretends to sleep while her husband returns. She watches through half-closed eyes as he slips into the forbidden room. Inside, he begins to shed his human skin, revealing his true form as a massive, coiling python. Io stifles a scream, frozen in terror as the serpent slithers across the floor. For hours, she stays awake, unable to move, paralyzed with fear and betrayal. She knows she must escape, but how does one flee from a python capable of disguising itself as a man? The next day, while Olumide is away, Io rushes to the village elders. Trembling, she reveals the truth about her husband. The elders listen intently, their faces growing more and more grim. One elder tells her of an ancient legend. A powerful spirit, cursed to roam the earth as a python, would take the form of a man to deceive and marry an unsuspecting woman. This spirit feeds on the souls of its wives, slowly draining their life force. The elders give Io a powerful potion that will weaken the python and reveal its full form permanently. They warn her, however, that she must act with courage and precision, for the python is cunning and dangerous. Io returns home with the potion, her mind racing. That night she nervously waits for Olumide to return. As he enters the house, she notices his eyes gleam in the dim light, and she can sense the snake within him. Pretending to be calm, Io waits until he enters the forbidden room once again to shed his human skin. This time she is ready. Her heart pounded as the moment of truth approached. Would she be able to stop him before it was too late? With the potion in her hands, Io bursts into the room just as Olumide is shedding his human skin. The giant python hisses in fury as she throws the potion onto him. The liquid sizzles as it touches his scales, and the python writhes in pain, his body convulsing as the potion weakens him. He grows larger, his eyes blazing with fury. The python lunges at Io, but she stands firm, determined to end the nightmare. With the last of his strength, Olumide tries to strike, but the potion works its magic, and his form begins to shrink and wither. Olumide's massive body slowly collapses, shrinking until only a withered snakeskin remains on the floor. The house falls silent, and outside, the storm begins to calm, as if nature itself knew the evil had been vanquished. Io breathes a sigh of relief, tears streaming down her face as she realizes she is finally free. Word of Io's bravery spreads throughout the village, and the people celebrate her victory over the evil spirit. The elders praise her for her courage and wisdom. They declare that her story will be passed down for generations as a warning to others, to be vigilant, for not all that glitters is gold. Io, forever changed, returns to her family, grateful for her life and the lesson she learned about the power of intuition and courage.